When did you become aware that the Warrens might not have been truthful about their cases? The very first time you were like,
This is the whole reason I started my show. When the Conjuring movie came out, I was beyond excited. I love horror movies. I especially love movies about ghost stories, and even more so if they're quote unquote based on a true story. My very first horror film ever that was a ghost movie that I fell in love with, I was 8 years old, and it was The Entity, and it was supposed to have been based on a true story. And that just started my whole obsession with those kind of films. So when they announced The Conjuring was coming out and that it was going to be based on Ed and Lorraine Warren cases, I was thrilled because I grew up in a time where my only knowledge of the Warrens was Lorraine on Paranormal State. That's the first time I saw her. That's the first time I knew who she was. First time I learned what she did. And then from there, all I knew was what she was doing. And then when this movie came out and I saw it, I loved it. I thought it was incredible. And I have this urge to look up facts about movies when they say they're based on true stories. Whatever movie it is, I just want to know what really happened, because I know movies embellish. I know they tell it a little different for, entertainment purposes and stuff, but I like knowing the facts. So when I looked into the Conjuring facts and I learned that this villain that they've created in the film was in fact a real woman who didn't do any of those things, I was so upset. I was just so upset. I had to tell everybody. I told all my friends, all my family. I was like, did you know that they made this movie and they villainized this woman, and they vandalized her grave even in real life? People went to her headstone and vandalized it because they think that she did what this movie is saying she did. So I was just obsessed. And then I finally had a friend say, you should start a podcast. You talk about this all the time and you have so much to say about it. I bet other people might want to hear it. So that's how I got here.
You're talking about Bathsheba, right?
Yes, Bathsheba Sherman. She was a real woman. She died in her 80s as an old woman in her sleep. She didn't hurt nobody. She didn't have any, she was not a witch. She didn't harm children. None of that stuff they said about her was true.
So,
and she never hung herself either.
Andrea Perron said the same thing.
Publicly, but not in her book. She's a little contradictory in her book.
I interviewed her. I interviewed Andrea Perron before the very first Conjuring ever came out on Blog Talk Radio.